Hi there, welcome to Art and Soul Insider Creation Time. Hopefully you're doing well today on this beautiful day. I kind of view that every day is a beautiful day, that because we get to begin again. And I welcome you here if you're looking for a little break in the world, that you need some time for yourself to just get a little bit of art and wellness into your soul and into your mind and heart. And that you're looking to express your creativity and reclaim your joy through just having this time and space for yourself. So that is my wish for you today. And again, if you like what I'm doing, please give a thumbs up and please subscribe, because that way people get to know about my little corner of the world a little bit more. So thank you ahead of that. I really appreciate you doing that. So with that, today we are going to do a guided meditation. We're going to do a wonderful little project, and I'm going to show you a supply that I believe everyone should have in their kit. So with that, well, let's get going. So here we go. Okay, we're going to talk about supplies right now. So the supply that every kit needs is a variety of paper. So I have this mixed media paper. I've got watercolor paper. I've got drawing paper. So it's almost whatever hits you at the moment. You have the materials available to do what you want to do. So this mixed media, it's great for dry and wet media. That's why I love it a little bit more. But I do have specific paper for drawing. And it's very thin. It has a tooth to it. It's a completely different paper compared to this. I mean, this has a little bit of tooth to it, but not a whole lot. Also, with dealing with paper, what I like, especially when I'm doing with mixed media or I'm doing with watercolors, I like a variety of papers in weight. Now, what does that mean? Well, this is 120-pound paper. This, whoops, got some artwork here. This is 90-pound paper. And this long strip that we're going to use today, that is 300-pound paper. Now, what does that mean? Well, you take a big sheet of this paper, okay, and you put it out, and whatever the 500 sheets of that paper weighs, that is the weight of the paper. So you take 500 sheets of this big paper, and consider this as like a full sheet, right? Take 500 sheets of this paper, and what it weighs is 300 pounds. That is why it's called 300-pound paper. So you take 500 sheets of big sheets. I forget what the actual dimensions are, but you take 500 sheets of this paper, and it weighs 90 pounds. So you notice the difference? So 90 pounds is going to be much thinner than 300. I don't know if you can kind of see the difference, but this is much thicker and it's much heavier. Just this little piece of this paper compared to a bigger sheet of this one weighs much heavier. So that is how you get the different pounds. So I encourage you, if say you don't want to get the big sheets of paper, and you're kind of scared to go in that directions, go for pads or go for little booklets. You can get them for a good economical price, and it'll suit your needs. It'll suit your every needs. So I highly recommend mixed media paper. But again, if you love drawing, go specifically for drawing paper. And you'll find books like that will say drawing right here. So that's what you look for, and have fun. I mean, the sky's the limit with it. Here's some Polaroids that I have done in the past. We're going to go a little bit more simpler today, but I thought, it'd be nice for you, if you don't close your eyes during the guided meditation, that you could possibly have something nice to look at. So Sit back and relax. Close your eyes. Picture a relaxing place, like a beach, a mountaintop, a forest, or anywhere you find peace. Imagine what you see, hear, and smell in your imagined oasis. What does the air smell like? What do you hear? What's around you that you can see? And start to breathe in slowly, allowing the air to fill your lungs. Hold your breath for a moment and slowly release your breath as you continue to picture your surroundings. Again, what do you hear? What's around you that you can see? And what do you smell? As you take another breath, feel any tension you're holding on drain from your muscles. So I want you to breathe in, hold your breath, and release. Breathe in slowly. Allow the air to fill your lungs. Hold your breath for a moment and slowly release your breath as you continue to picture your surroundings. As you breathe in and out, let go any negative thoughts about the day. Free your mind of worry as you continue to picture your happy place. Draw from the moment any moments of serenity. Allow the calmness of your imagined oasis to wash away your worries and drain the tension from your muscles. Feel your worries wash away. Feel the tension drain from your muscles. Breathe in slowly. Allow the air to fill your lungs. Hold your breath for a moment and slowly release your breath as you continue to picture your surroundings. Breathe in, hold, and breathe out. Breathe in, hold, and breathe out. Visit here again whenever you like to relax and to instill a sense of calm. You can also visit other areas you find relaxing. The choice is yours, but remember, you can always come back for an escape from the tension and stress of everyday life. You can open your eyes now. Isn't that wonderful? I find I use this one. It's very simple. All you have to do is imagine your favorite place of serenity. Okay, it could be imagined, it could be real, whatever. You have that in your mind, and then from there what you do is you relax and you focus on your breathing. Two things you focus on: your breathing, and you focus on your surroundings that's in your mind. And then with those two things, you'll find yourself being more and more calm, which is just amazing. It really does work. I find it's so simple, but it works. So whenever you're feeling stressed next week, coming up anytime soon, hopefully not too soon, that you go into this place of relaxation, and you go to your favorite place and imagine it there, and then just breathe and just focus just on that, and then bring yourself back to the present, and you'll find you'll be much more relaxed and less tense. So that's the key to that. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that one. So here we are to start our project. And again, these are little Polaroids as such. So what I consider them as Polaroids. Polaroids used to be a camera that you could take a picture of, and then it would quickly develop. You go, and you'd have this little stiff little piece of, celluloid come out with, with its framed piece like that. And what would happen is slowly your picture would develop. And in order to quicken the developing, some people would wave it like this when it was, at least I did. So to quicken the processing. So these are kind of, I thought, oh, that'd be kind of neat to do some pictures. I mean, pictures can go anywhere, but I thought to be interesting to do some pictures in this type of format. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make ours a little more simpler. We're going to make ours silhouettes, but here are possibilities and what we can do maybe in the future. We can grab some pictures that we like that we've taken, and these were all pictures from my phone that I worked off of, except for these two, or except for this one actually. This one was there. And then just work from a picture from your phone and create these little mini pictures. So that's possibilities of what you can do. So with that, let's get going. So as I mentioned, we're going to do silhouettes. So I'm going to use heavier stock paper just because I like to have mine a little thicker. Okay. Now, if you don't have heavier stock paper, like 300-pound, like I have here, don't worry. It works just as fine as if you're doing it another way. Another option too is you can laminate these once they're done, and you can stick a magnet on the back of them, and they could be little magnets for your fridge or gifts to give away. Lots of possibilities, right? So what I want to do is I'm going to measure. I measured this the same width across, so that's 3.5 inches. If you use centimeters, that will be technically almost 9. So 9 centimeters. Technically, as a Canadian, we use centimeters and inches, mostly centimeters, but I like to use inches still. But it's funny because though driving, I'll use good old kilometers any day. Very interesting. So this is actually 4 1/8. Okay, so 3.5. Let's see, I don't have an extra piece of paper anywhere. Oh, here I do. So it's 3.5 by 4 1/8, and that was 9 centimeters by 9 centimeters by looks like 10.5. Ten and a half centimeters. Okay, so this is it's usually handmade, so with 300-pound paper. So you'll get these little edges like this. So what I'm going to do is I'll cut that off and won't include it. And you have it on both ends, and the whole big sheet of paper. So I'll take my measurements from there. So let's see. I'll go from technically 11 and a half. So here, I'm using centimeters here. How quickly we forget. What did I do? Oh my gosh. Okay, 11 and a half. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to make 3. So again, 10 and a half by 9 centimeters, and 3 and a half by 1/8. Sorry, 1/5. Silly me. So these are just very simple ones, and that, we can start off with that, and then, who knows, maybe next week I'll think about it. Maybe next week we'll do the more the harder kind. I don't know. We could come back to them, which would be fun too. So this is just for your relaxation and your fun. It's for you to find time to have some peace and quiet, and to have time for yourself. It's so important because you give your life to so many people, and you give in so many ways. We need to take care of ourselves, because if we don't take care of ourselves, well, you know what? No one else will. And I found out the hard way that if I don't take care of myself, sometimes things can get so bad that I actually end up in the hospital. And, because get ill, like my body will get worn down, and it's just, it's not good. Can you see how a little difficult this is for me to cut? It's that thick. Now, if I was doing this properly, I would use a square ruler and line things up properly and everything. But I'm just kind of going like this for right now. But if it was a commission work, I would take in a square ruler and figured it out that way. And then I would have not been cutting with this. I would have cut with an X-Acto blade. So. Little squeak of the cards there. There we go. There's my cards. Okay. So what you're going to need is some tape, okay? And we'll tape them down. I'll get a board. So I get a board when I'm doing multiples of things. This way I can tape things down and I can work from one and then go to another. Otherwise, what I'm doing is just working straight off of here, and, well, it's messy enough. So, what you need to do is we want to make sure that we get a nice, relatively the same size border around. Now, oh, here, that's a good, what size is the actual image? The image is about 8 centimeters, or if you use inches, it's about 3 inches. Okay? So it's 3 inches. Where's my, turn the card another way. 3 inches by 3 inches, or 8 centimeters by 8 centimeters. Right? I said 8. How quickly we forget. Yep. Okay? So that's our dimensions there. So take the tape. Again, I'm using the painter's tape, which is really good. This is another kind. It's 3M. It's called Masking for General Painting. So works the same way, just a different color green. I think there's even stuff that's blue. You just want to make sure that it's an easy peel after it's done, and then also that it seals the paint when the paint comes in contact with it. So what happens is the paint comes here, and what happens is this tape actually gels along the edge so no paint can go through. And wonderful invention. Wonderful. Someone was sure thinking. It's probably a painter and a chemist. Boy, science is so important in our lives. It makes such a difference. So what I'm doing is doing my outside edges first. Like this. And then I'm going to figure out the 3 inches here. Because let's see, did I do, oh, it's a little bit under 3 inches here, but relatively the same, so not bad. Not bad. So about there. Now this isn't going to tape all the way down, but I'm going to just do a tape line there. There we go. It did actually, went all the way around. So there's my roughly 3 inches by 3 inches. If again I was doing this for someone and it was a commission, I would be painstakingly doing this. I would make sure it was exact. Now, these are not. These are just for me and for my pleasure and for my enjoyment. So we just leave it as that. And I am fine with that. But again, let me challenge you if you like perfection. And perfection was my middle name, I tell you. I was a type A personality through and through. I found it served me well in some areas, you know, and the way I completed things was just outstanding. But then in other ways, it was really hard on me. And it can be really hard on our bodies. So I encourage you, when you do these things and you want it to be perfect, really weigh whether is it really worth it. I mean, you'll know that it's exactly 3 inches here by 3 inches. Doesn't matter if no one else can tell. I mean, no one else will tell unless they take a ruler to it, right? So let's see, that's 3 inches there. I'm not right over top of it, so I can't really see exactly. So again, it's that thing called perfection. But I can kind of see, I'm kind of figuring it out by doing this. There we go. And then this one. Let's just do it smack dab in the center. Or should I do it when I'm just thinking of myself working. Maybe I should just do it on the side here. There we go. Now just make sure it's all down. The tape is all sealed at the edges there. You want to make sure that it's pressed down because we're going to use a technique called wet on wet. So I'm going to be using Prang set, semi-moist. If you are a beginning artist, I highly recommend this set or a set called Yarka. 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 Both sets are really nice. They're called semi-moist, means you don't need a lot of water to start it, and it worked perfect. So this brush. This brush has been with me since university. That has been, oh my gosh, decades and decades and decades. This is an old brush, but it shows if you take care of your brushes, they can last you, okay? You know, I think I might have to put glue in here pretty soon, but other than that, it's doing me great, I tell you. So, we're going to do the sky, and with the sky, what we're going to do is I'm going to get some paper towel because I'm going to create some clouds in the sky. So just some paper towel. I've got my 2 jars of water, one for to make it naturally wet the paint and clean the brush, and then the other is a clean brush, a clean water for my paintbrush. Need a little sip here. There we go. Okay. So as I mentioned, I'm going to use a wet on wet technique. So I wet the paper first. And make sure it's all wet all over. Just know that when you are using wet on wet, it's going to come diluted. Your colors will be diluted. So they will be not as vibrant as when they're wet. So just know that. So I've got that. And then I take my little paper towel and I kind of scrunch it up, and then I just kind of lift. There's a little cloud, and the edges will kind of diffuse, so that's okay. That's going to look nice. Very simple. Very, very simple. We're going for simplicity today. Just for all you beginner artists, and also for your seasoned artists, this is a good opportunity for you just to relax and just to play. Now, you could make a psychedelic one. Like, maybe we'll do something like that. Maybe we'll do something kind of funky. Yeah. I've got 2 different types of blues, or 3. Okay, these are kind of turquoises. They're kind of warm and cool of the blues, and this is Naturally, this is a cool blue, but you can change your blues by adding green to it. You can add yellow to it. You could add purple to your blue to make a different color. You could add red to your blue. Possibilities. So there's not just this canister of color here. You have a whole slew of options that you can add colors. Only color you really don't want to add is orange with blue, because orange is considered the opposite color on the color wheel, which is called the complementary color. And this color actually will make brown. So if you're looking to make brown, go ahead and add orange and blue together, okay? But if you're looking to make sky, don't add orange and blue together. There we go. So I'm wetting this again. Well, not again, but first time. This is kind of a turquoise, so I'm gonna just bring some of a turquoise sky just to make it a little different. Then I'm going to maybe bring in some blue there. And let's do some blue, regular blue again. And I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to it. I need to get some more. There we go. Can't really see the yellow, but that's okay. That's the whole idea, is for it to alter the blue, and that's what it's kind of doing. It's taking it to kind of a green. Oops, I think I'm going to get some what are they called? Little blossoms, they're called, because I went back into my paint here. So I'm seeing kind of a stripy line there. So what I'm going to do is just I can take my brush by drying my brush and then going in and making the cloud. Yeah, so two different types of clouds, two different ways of doing it, okay? And let's just do, I'm just going to do one color here. Oops, I forgot to wet it. So here I'll wet it with the color in it. I'm going a little lighter here. So I put the color in with some water, so a little intensity, and then here it's lightened up somewhat. And here I'm gonna not do a cloud. Let's see if I can lift some more. Oh, no, it's pretty. There. I'm gonna take my blow dryer now. There we go. I see a little bit of white there. Want to have all the color all the way out. That way it'll actually be a nice crisp edge. Now that cloud looks kind of funny, but I'm okay with it. It's kind of not as crisp as I wanted it. And then this had kind of a little run in like that. Okay. You know, this is just for fun. So no worries. What makes it beautiful is the heart that you put into it, and that you're just in a way to here just to play and just to relax. So I'm going to put my watercolors away. Now you could do your painting of your acrylics with your paintbrush. And what you'd need is a very thin paintbrush. Okay. So this is called a, what is it called? Well, this is called, they say it's a script one, but it's, oh, I forget, rigger? A rigger? I think it is. Another option is, you know, a little more control with this one. So we'll do some maybe with paint. And then we can use ink on top of it. So if we use watercolor on top of this, that'll just be a watercolor. But if we use ink with the watercolor, that's called a mixed media then. Okay? So, what do I want to do? So I'm doing just lines that are, and I'm lifting up at the end because this is like little grass. And the key is I'm doing them, I don't want them all the same height. See what I did there? You want to make sure one is a bit longer. You get the sense of variety. And you don't want them all the same equal distance. See, if I took away that middle one, they'd be this, you know, kind of look like they were going to create a pattern. We don't want that. We want it to be a little mixed up. See that? It's grass. It's just going and doing what it wants to do. Oops. See, that one's a little too similar. Seems like I'm showing you all what not to do. Oh, there's days. There's days. There's some days that are really good days. Other days you'll find that you'll just be struggling away through painting. That's okay. Just be gentle with yourself. The key with all this is not to be hard on yourself. We are hard on ourselves so much. We can be hard on ourselves concerning our bank accounts. We can be hard on ourselves concerning our bodies. We can be hard on ourselves in the way our houses are. You know what I mean? There's lots that we can be very, very angry about and very frustrated and very critical about ourselves. But the key is not to be. Now, that's easy to say, isn't it? I'm going to do one right about here. Whoopsie. Make sure that your paint is wet, because otherwise it'll start drying out. Be gentle with yourself. You know, that's been the hardest thing for me to do in my life. Because it's so easy for us to be critical about ourselves, isn't it? It's so easy to just be critical. So this one went over here, it kind of flopped down, but I went right on top of this this line, this other leaf or stem. So what I'm doing for the flowers, and I'll do another one for you, is just little round little puffs. There we go. So just kind of round little, but you don't want to make them round. You want them to have some edges kind of popping out, right? So it's a little different shape, right? So no circles, but just make them a little round things. They are round, but with a shape. So I welcome you to go onto my webpage, and on my webpage I have for you to get a free beginner's guide to acrylics. I kind of cover a little bit of everything in that, and it's really good. I mean, if I say so myself, it's really jam-packed full of stuff. It's really quite informative. So if you're wanting to know about acrylics, kind of the first step, you know, in getting kind of some knowledge about it and what type of paints to buy, what materials you need, this is a perfect thing for you to do. So it's www.barbaralynnburns.com/ beginners/ oh gee, I forget. Beginner's guide to acrylics. Yeah, but there's dashes in between all those words at the end. I have it actually. It's on my lovely page on YouTube. It's actually a freebie that I give away, and please sign up for it. It's just, again, it's a really good one to have. I'm almost thinking I need one right there, don't you think? Maybe? Or is that, maybe I'll just bring it a little lower so it's not as tall as that one. So I'll just bring it kind of in here. Yeah, so please sign up for that. It's a really good guide. And besides that, you'll get signed up on my good old webpage or my mailing list. And I send out emails every now and again, you know. I send out kind of tips, art tips. I send out wellness tips. I send out, discounts to any of my courses and stuff like that. So you're free to, go and enjoy yourself through it all. There's lots of possibilities with that. So if you love art and you love wellness, you know, please sign up. There you go. And what I was thinking too, it could still make it mixed media, not that we have to, but I could take a gel pen and put a dot in between each one of them. Now, I don't know why I want a dot, but I just thought that. I guess I could. So, there's that one. Next one. Let's go, and I'm going to use a pen for this one. Where did I put my pens? Oh, there. I have two sets of pens. One is this type of brand that is Micron, Pigma Micron. Really good. I really like them. You can get really small detail. Okay, really tiny. This is a 0.005 to this is a 1. Or is it a brush? No, it's just a number 1. So see the difference, how thick that is? And that is 1 millimeter, okay? Don't want 1 millimeter, I want something less. You know how you have favorite pens? Yeah, that's what you have. I also have this one by Gunyan. So these I got from Temu, which is a place that you can order online. Really good products, I have to admit. And it's very much like the same variations of points that I have in this Pigma Micron. This as well has the variety of numbers as well. And that's just the how big the nib is. So this is 0.5. So I think I'll do 0.5. So I'm going to, this paper feels rougher here. It even looks different compared to this one. So that's interesting. So I'm going to do a dandelion. So I'm just going to thicken this line up. So because I'm adding another type of media, which is ink, this is now going to be considered a mixed media. This might need to be thicker and more stronger of an outline because these are very darker colors here. See how dark that is compared to this? So this is going to have a harder time popping out compared to this one because of how dark it is here. The values are very similar, so it's going to make this a little harder to show up. Creating a variety of lines, just going around in the circle. What if you want to, you can kind of imagine a circle going around here and just reach out your lines to that point. So what some people do is they actually deepen the inside here, and so you just go over the lines a bit more. So it's a little bit darker. You see that? Yeah. Then you lift off, and I've got a dandelion coming off like this, and it's got little barbs. That's kind of funny. Not me. I'm not flying on the end of that. Haha. So you see how this would be easier to do in an actual pen rather than with the paintbrush. But, I mean, if you're doing this really big, no problem, right? But we're not doing this really big. We're doing them quite small. So the wind is blowing. So it gives a sense of movement because everything is on an angle. You see that? When things are on an angle, visually, our brain reads movement in that. Even though it's stationary, it's not moving here. But that's how, those are one of those visual things that, you know, if you want something to look like it's moving, put it in an angle. Because if you're straight up and down, it looks like it's very stable and static. So not moving at all. So, I'm wondering if I need little things on the edge of these. Maybe I'll do some. Still kind of doing the same little things that I was doing on these other ones. Did you ever make wishes on dandelions? I love dandelions. Dandelions I used to bring home to my mom. I'd pick them up, like I was maybe 5 or 6, and I'd pick them up for her, and I'd bring them there home to her, and she would treat them like I brought her home 12 dozen roses. She was so gracious. I think I'm going to get teary over it because my mother's no longer with me. But she would get just so gracious and just so wonderfully present with me, and just saying how wonderful they were, how beautiful they were. And then she would take one of my favorite Tupperware glasses, because that's what we had to drink from in the Burns residence when we were kids. And yeah, it would, she'd fill it with water and put the dandelions in there. So there you go. So there's my dandelions. Again, not the best. Again, this is a great learning moment in the fact that this is too dark for my black actually to show up as well as this. You see, this one's much more visual compared to this. This one, it kind of melds into it. But that's what the beauty of art and just playing. You get to see what works and what doesn't. And I'm so glad this happened, because then I could teach you a little side lesson there. So that worked perfect. Now we're going to do little wheat sheaths. Okay, so again, we're going to kind of do like, okay, so I might have to darken some. I'm kind of not doing all of them, I'm just doing some of them. So by doing that, the lighter ones, the ones that I didn't go over with, they look more in the distance because they're lighter value. Well, these ones that I've darkened seem more forward to us. So that's a great optical kind of illusion there happening. So, and then I'm going to get some, I want to do some that are kind of crooked, like that are bent. There. So, now I want to get some boy, speaking is, English is my first language, but it seems kind of tough today. So we're going to do the sheaths kind of like this. Go like that. And then we're going to do little lines like that. Coming up. You see? So like this. You see? So little lines, straight line, the line that's kind of what we have, and then what we're going to do is then do on one side, kind of starting off smaller and then getting a little longer, and then longer, getting a little smaller. Okay? See how the lightness versus the darkness. The darkness is the dark pen and the lightness is in the background. It just makes things more visual. So, great learning lesson that we had there today. Seeing while I draw. Sorry. Sometimes I forget I'm actually filming. Which is a good thing because it means I'm having much of playtime as you are. So, so important. It's so important. There we go. So I think we're done. And even if I take off the tape right now, and if I want to do some detailing with the pen, you still can do it, right? I love unmasking. It's just, to me, it looks so cool. It's just like, oh, you know, it's like, it's brand new. It looks so incredible. There we go. You can sign your name, bottom right-hand corner, or initial, right? So I think even this one that's too dark will still look decent. I mean, that's the beauty of playing. Sometimes things don't work out, and that is okay. There you go. Makes a nice set, doesn't it? You could actually place these on a cardstock, and then you could just then frame it like that. Like, you know, have these all equally spaced, like probably have this one in the middle because it's a little different, like that. Isn't that pretty? Yeah. So just something like that. Well, there you go. I'm so pleased with it. And I'm so pleased that we had a little kind of thing that didn't work out. So you could see how things work. It just happens. And that's okay. Plain is plain. Okay, for the card chosen for today, it's through the Divine Guidance by Cheryl Lee Harnish. Really love this set. It's one of my favorite sets. So if you see it a couple of times, just know that it's just me loving my cards. So with these cards, I will be picking one card for someone that's watching. So it could be you, or it could be someone, it could be for a group of people. It could be for me. It could be for humans in general, what we need to be aware of right now. Because there's a lot going on in our world right now, and maybe there's a message for all of us to pay heed to. So, rather than just one individual person. So, there we go. Oh, that's the card. It picks itself sometimes. It pops out. So then that's what I do is I pick it. So, oh, look at this, number 8. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, number 8. Balance. Boy. Life is all about balance. Life is all about balance, and this card is here to help you create more balance in all aspects of your life. Work and play, relationship time and alone time, social time and quiet meditation, physical activity and rest, giving and receiving, feminine energy and masculine energy. Balancing out each aspect of your life will enable you to give your energy to the world in a much more grounded and centered way. There we go. It's all about balance. Isn't that beautiful? Kind of has the yin and yang thing here. That's just lovely. Wow. So take that to heart. Find some balance in your life and benefit from it. Well, there we go. It's all done. So hopefully you had a good time and that you were able to be good and kind and gentle to yourself, and that number one, you were able to have time for yourself. So thank you for that. I thank you on behalf of the people in your life that you were taking care of yourself. So kudos to that. So good job. Again, I believe art heals. I believe that more art, less stress really does make a difference in one's life. It's made a difference in my life. And that's not just coming from an art teacher that's been sold on this thing, but I actually had to learn and go through some tough times, and art was able to be there for me to help me have time for myself, to reflect and to grow as a human being. And art was with me through some pretty tough times. So I'm really grateful for it. And I hope that it can provide comfort and an enjoyment to you. So with that, please like and subscribe. And I hope to see you next week. So take good care of yourself. Be kind and gentle with yourself. Take care. Light and love.